Hey everybody, it's Stephanie, and today is October 2nd. It is about 6:45 in the morning. Just wanted to give you an update on my surgery and everything that has been going on because it's been a minute since I posted. I first wanted to start off with a wellness test. I don't know where I got those numbers I gave you, but they were completely wrong. So the wellness screening went fine. I met 4 out of the 5 requirements to get my premium lowered. So the only one that I did not meet was the weight, which was to be expected. My weight there was 234.6. They heighted me in at 5'4", which isn't right because the BMI would be 40.3 BMI, and I'm not 5'4", I'm 5'3". However, I am going to get $30 off my premium every check, so that's a great thing. So rather than being like 106, it's like 75 or something. So I'll take it. Okay, surgery. So on Tuesday, the 22nd, sorry, I keep looking down, I have it all written. I called my insurance about an unrelated surgery topic. I wanted to check prescription coverage. And the lady was super nice, and she's like, oh, I want to check everything to make sure your surgery is going to go okay for you and that there's not going to be any hiccups. Well, about 45 minutes in the conversation, we had discovered that Methodist, where I'm scheduled for surgery at, is not an in-network facility. They are not considered a Blue Distinction facility per Blue Cross Blue Shield standards, which means I'd have to pay all out of pocket for it. So, kind of freaked out. I completely lost it. I started crying. I was just horribly sad because I've gone through this whole crap and it's not covered underneath my plan for in-network. So I was rather upset. The only one in the state of Nebraska is UNMC. So she told me to call him tomorrow and see what I can get done. So I had called the surgeon's office the next day on the 23rd to see if he had privileges anywhere else other than Methodist, and he didn't. And Christy, the office manager, had called the hospital to see how much my out-of-pocket would be and if there would be like a fee up front for it, which there's no fee, so I was able to do payments on any and all billing for this surgery. So to break it down, the hospital stay for 3 days, the surgery and the staff is like $1,600. The anesthesia is $1,800 and radiology is around $1,500. So about out of pocket it would have been $4,900, which I do not have. Even though I could do payments, I can't afford $4,900. That's way too much. When I was expecting $1,500 or less. So that's a big jump. I called UNMC that same day and I set up an initial bariatric appointment on the 28th. She said I need all my medical records faxed over to the doctor's office by Monday. So I was like, okay, I'll get it done. So I waited until Friday, which was my wrongdoing, to call Methodist and see what I needed to get my information faxed over to UNMC. She said that to get it over there that day before Monday, I'd have to be there before 10 o'clock in the morning to sign the release forms. So I get off at 6:30 in the morning. So staying up until 10 o'clock was a lot for me, but I made it there by 10, signed the release form, and she said they said they would take care of it. So I was like, okay, cool. So yeah, I thought everything was good. I thought everything was hunky-dory and that this process would start, I'd get there on Monday and everything would be good. But in the back of my mind, I knew Methodist was going to screw it up somehow. So my appointment on the 28th was phenomenal. UNMC is amazing. Their facility is huge. I totally got lost. I was in their actual hospital part for at least 20 minutes because I was lost. So I went in the main entrance and I was walking around trying to find it, trying to read these signs, and everybody that stopped and I had talked to tried to help me get to where I needed to be. So these 2 ladies ended up actually walking me to where I needed to be to have my appointment done, which I thought was great because they didn't really have to do it, but they did it anyway. And the receptionist she wasn't there when I got there, but when she did get there, like 5 minutes after I did, she was super nice, nothing but pleasant. She was just laughing and talking to me like I was a human. And the same with the nurse. The nurse was so, like, she was gentle, she was understanding, and I was just extremely amazed with their staff, just so far before meeting anybody else. So I had the meeting with a PA, a physician's assistant named Lauren White, and she like was asking me all these questions about like, how did I hear about UNMC and how did I come about wanting the surgery done? What makes me want the surgery? So I was like, okay, here's the catch. I have already gotten approved through my insurance, and I'm already having a scheduled date at Methodist for October 12th. And she's like, oh, okay. She's like, well, what's going on? I was like, well, they're at a network, not a Blue Distinction facility, so it'd be completely out of pocket. And kind of told her the breakdown of what was happening. The whole time, she was just like, oh my God, I am so sorry. Like, this is horrible. How could they do this to you? Your surgery is less than 15 days away. And how did they tell you? They didn't tell me. I had to find out myself. And it was not something that I was calling in regards to begin with. So I wouldn't have known until I got the bill after the fact. So I told her that I didn't have my hopes up. I am not going to get my hopes up that you guys can get this done by the end of the year. Just because when I get my hopes up, I always get let down. So she asked me what my biggest concern was, and I told her that my insurance requires 6 months of consecutive monitored weight loss. And because I had my surgery approved on the 28th, I did not go, or 28th of August, I did not go to my meeting or my monitor weight loss that following month. So I don't have 6 consecutive months of weight loss. And I just was fearful that I'd had to start that 6 months process over. And the fact that, you know, they couldn't get it done to begin with. And so she left the room after talking to me when I was waiting for, because I had to go to the bathroom. And so she took down all of my test results and like everything that I told her I got done. And she said that it shouldn't take more than a month and a half to get everything done and approved and have a surgery date. So like I said, I told her I was really, you know, doubtful of that, but we'll see what insurance says. So I went to the bathroom and I came back and I was waiting like 5 minutes, and she comes in, she's like, oh, I just want to tell you that we contacted your insurance company and all they need is a documented 6 months of consecutive weight loss. It doesn't matter from what point to what point as long as you have it. So we don't have to start over. I was like, oh my God. I was like, that is like a huge relief. Like that's a weight off of my shoulder. Like that's phenomenal. And so she's like, I just wanted to give you that heads up, just kind of, you know, not to push you towards coming to us, but letting you know it gets easier. So I was like, okay, well, it is what it is. Like, that's pretty phenomenal. Sorry, I'm turning my page. So yeah, after that, I was like, okay, whatever, let's continue and see what happens. So the case manager came in, and what she does is kind of go over like the whole process, explain the surgery, and their surgery is different, which is a good different. They have a zero mortality rate compared to Methodist 5 to 10%. 5 to 10% of their patients die because of bariatric complications. That is a lot of people. That is a lot of freaking people. So the only person that they had ever die was because when they went in to do the surgery, they found cancer surrounding the stomach, and he died because of the cancer, not the surgery. So that lifted a huge weight off my shoulder as well. But what they do is when they cut your stomach into the pouch, and then they take your small intestine and run it, like they described it in your intestines as 3 parts, A, B, and C. So they're going to cut A completely out and start from B with your new pouch. And the duodenum, which is the part that goes from your old stomach to the small intestines, that little hoop looking thing, they actually attach that to the excess stomach, like the old stomach. And the reason why is because that prevents hernias from creating in that little gap, and it avoids your duodenum, or it prevents it from kinking and causing blockages and complications. So that's another step that they're taking to help their patients be successful. So I thought that was awesome. Also, their recovery time is 2 to 4 weeks compared to 6 to 8 at Methodist. So I thought that was awesome. So right now, oh, and they don't have a drain. I won't be sent home with a drain. They said that I'll have a drain after surgery to monitor my fluid output, but I won't be sent home with it, because their thought is that if it starts to heal, it's going to hurt a lot more and be prone to infection after it started to heal. So they take it out right when you get ready to go home. That's one of the last things that they'll do. Basically right now is a waiting game. I had called Methodist today to see, or UNMC today, to see what they had from the doctor at Methodist, and they said they didn't get anything. So I called Methodist and they said, oh, we didn't get your release form. I was like, I went up there and I gave it to Dr. Winterstein's office. She's like, oh, that's a completely different office than where I'm at. So I'll call over there tomorrow, get the records, transfer them over here, excuse me, and contact the billing department to have them expedite this over to UNMC. I was like, okay, if it's done before the end of the month, I'll be happy. And it's the beginning of October. So I've already had my nutritionist appointment, which I'll put on another video because this is like pushing 13 minutes already. And then basically we need to have the medical records to see what other things I need to do to meet up to their bariatric standards. So right now, insurance wise, I have everything covered. And I've already had the nutritional appointment, so anything thereafter would be something we could do while we're waiting for insurance to get approved. So they said approval should be in a month and a half at the most. I'll have my surgery by December, so fingers crossed, y'all. But I don't know, I just thought I would let you guys know. I know it's a lot in 12 minutes. I'm sorry, I'm talking really fast to make this video as short as possible, but I will go ahead, I'm going to post another video either sometime today or tomorrow with a nutritionist and how that went, just so you guys know the huge differences between this facility and Methodist, because I'm a lot more comfortable with this process. Just going to throw that out there. But yeah, just thought I'd update. Thanks you guys for all your support, love, and care. I appreciate it, and know that it's coming right back at you all. So you guys have a great day, and happy Friday to those of you whose it's Friday. Have a good day, guys.